What? This one's more foamy. Oh, it's so comfy. Oh. Like this fish, it's like
walking on the range something to do.
grass.
Good, is it? Good, Blackie.
Who's that?
Sean. Getting soaked in the rain.
Imagine a bed like this. That'd be so nice.
Okay, now there is this imaginary guy with the other one. He is cool. So how do you think about the game, Dylan?
Oh, yeah, that last game was very close. Scored a lucky try down there trying to take
Who
it.
are you going for?
I think either Hong Kong or that other team that smashed the other team.
Lucky.
Yes, I think Hong Kong is going to stay in the final and Hong Kong as they happened last year.
Hong Kong, China.
Not unless we're winning by a lot, and I'm pretty confident I'll get it right.
I just told you. Oh, I think that's an easy one. Hong Kong all the way. I think Hong Kong and Philippines.
I'm definitely going. No, man, I'm going for Megan. She's a better swimmer. Oh, we're talking about Rugby. No, I'm just kidding. Huh? Megan Fox. Yeah, she is. She goes to my dad's club. And every Friday she gives me a blowjob after.
Yeah. Oh, I had to go to the hospital because I couldn't get my head out.
She lets me stick my tongue in every time and get all
So like you can just see like the shoulders and out, like waving your arms around.
like, how the hell did you take it in there? Oh, we were having sex. You realize you're 27 and 10? Oh yeah. Well, that's perfect.
Like, yeah, he jumped off the chandeliers and landed. Yeah.
Full of cold ice and water.
Let's go push the nose up.
You can.
What time's the next Hong Kong match?
Where's the ice?
I don't know, mate. Well, the schedule's all gone back, hasn't it? Can't be far away. I was just thinking of Boozer. There he is there.
I saw him walking around on the far side.
Oh. How you doing? Ben somebody. Ben Doon. He's followed by Phil McCracken.
Turbo!
See the crane? Behind?
I'm not coming down.
We had to come down for the lightning. It's got to be good for you, mate. Builds character. Where's Jimmy?
Oh, there he is.
Oh, nice. Might as well pack it
Right,
up.
hey, now get a lunchbox, bro. You'll be done.
That's the beauty of making a 10-minute video over a weekend, mate, eh? That's the beauty of making a 10-minute video over a weekend. Just leave the cameraman here, he'll be fine. That's good. You coming up for a spell?
Sean, where is he? He'll be in there. He'll be in that door.
There he is, under the post.
Oh, yeah, in the middle of the field. Boo! The night's lost, bro. Suck.
Would live here.
What, Singapore? Or up here? What's happening, bro?
This is very precarious.
Well, when the lightning came down, it was pretty scary.
Got out of here quick, wouldn't it?
Well, there was a game going on, so I was kind of thinking. Luckily, Azar decided, the ref decided he was going to pack it in, because I think everyone else is kind of like, we'll be alright.
All those blokes there in the rain.
Mate, health and safety.
I should have said in India was worse. Plugged lying in the water.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, you're right.
Orange is the cameraman, bro.
Yeah, mate. Well, today we just wanted to get interviews with captains, more about the series, the event.
Yeah, you should do Nathan Major, he's a good guy.
Major.
Chinese Taipei, they just had a good win too. They beat Thailand against the form books.
Not sure what we do, mate. Sean said, give me a shout who you want to grab and I'll grab them. It's just shit, isn't it? We can only bring them over there. We can't just get them on the media board.
Yeah. The
What,
Indonesians have come last minute too. They were quite feisty.
Are you battery packed?
Yeah, we're on mic now.
Oh, okay. We've been on stadium too. What's that ugly bastard singing Feta? Welcome back to the HSBC Asian 7 Series, the Singapore leg. It's been a little wet and soggy so far today. When we arrived at the ground it was sunny and sparkling, but as soon as the first whistle blew for the start of the first game, down the rain came. And the lightning and thunder. So we're into our 5th match of the day. Second Pool A match between China, who had a good victory over Singapore 24-14, and Hong Kong, who are playing their first game of the day. It's Feng Wen Ru will start play. Up it goes to Lee Jones. And turnover there. In fact, a little knock on from Hong Kong hands.
I suppose if you look at the first game, Mike, where China struggled in that first half, but they played some superb rugby towards the latter part of their first match. So if they can continue the way they sort of left off, I think they can probably compete with the likes of Hong Kong.
There's some kids on the effects mic, guys. I don't know if you can hear it.
100 plus sign.
Oh, jeepers, that was a nasty pass for Lu Tiao. He couldn't handle it, so yeah. Yu Kam Xing thinks he's streaking away for a try, showing all the pace in the world, but he'll have to come back to the halfway line.
Yeah, Mike, you've got to be quite clinical about the skill sets and the distribution, because this rain has just sort of dampened a little bit of the excitement that we're hoping to see at these games.
Plus sign, those kids are yelling into the mic, yeah? Can't hear what I'm saying. So Hong Kong manage a turnover from the scrum, Scrappy from China. Good leg drive there. Hong Kong moving 10 metres ahead. Hok Kachun, Vati. There's Yu Kam Xing again, showing the physical side of his game, and good work over the top from China. Going to the top of that ruck, it's Su again. He showed some nice touches in the first game. Here's Sundong. And Hong Kong this time getting an advantage here. Looked like they might have handled it in the ruck, but away they go through the fast figure of Lee Jones. And down he goes for the first try of the game.
Well, there was 2 turnovers there, Mike, both in the tackle, and China sort of taken that ball off Hong Kong, and then vice versa, the roles returned a bit later on. So it I think the support players just need to be getting there a little bit quicker this time.
So it's Jamie Hood with his first shot of the tournament. He's got 59 points so far in the series. And successful on this occasion. So you just see here Lee Jones running in the try. Plenty of speed, and looks like he might be making a bid for Movember as well there. A little bit of facial hair. As well as Mr. Hood. Here's Alex McQueen charging up on this kick. He doesn't get enough time this time before Su Hailiang drags it down. Lu Tiao. Fung. A looping pass over the top. And it's Kwok Ka Chong who finds himself on the wing, and he's slightly outstripped by Fung. Down on the ball goes Lu Tiao. Can't manage to get it cleanly, but it's Su Hailiang who, with a sort of sideways running style, manages to drag in a couple of defenders. Sundong. And this is the thing about China that we saw in the first game. They're willing to hold on to the ball, not necessarily make ground, just take their time. It's a penalty for offside. Liu takes the ball forward. It's Chen Yong-chan. Good interplay here from China. Ball goes to ground, may have gone backwards though. No need to panic. Sundong takes it into the ruck. Formation's not looking too good outside here for China. I'll take the penalty. And quick it goes to, it's Fung. Looking for support. Down goes Chen. Charges ahead. It's Li Xing, who gets over the advantage line, but the ball spilled away. 2 knock-ons here, I think. In fact, advantage to China, but we'll come back for the scrum to China in an attacking position. So pretty scruffy there from Hong Kong. They held on, but China with some good phases, Dino.
Well, as mentioned on, Mike, is probably that's where they had a little bit of continuity from their first game early on in the piece. So, yeah, if they had onto the ball longer periods of time, they put pressure on Hong Kong itself. So, and they have, and got penalised a couple of occasions to go back 10. And distribution and mistakes have now forced them straight on defence outside of the 5 metre mark. So.
China with a golden chance here on attack. Scrum is steady for them. It's Liu, who decides to go himself. Wet conditions, can't slide all the way. Li Xing takes the ball wide. It's Lu Tiao. Another penalty. China quickly. Not on the mark. So Liu will have to come back. They're really up for this match, China. Beating Singapore in their first game. Slightly against form. It's Liu. Big charge from Sundong, but he misses the ball on his way through.
Yeah,
So
not too sure if that was the right
yeah.
option there, Mike, to give it to the big man out the front.
So defensive scrum here for Hong Kong. They're only 5-0 ahead, about 5 minutes played. Free kick. Try and take it quickly through Alex McQueen. And then march back 10 metres.
On the line, Black, on the line.
Just taking their time now, Hong Kong, slowing it down. Hood will carve off a bit of territory here, aiming for about the 10 metre line. And that is half time already. Well, that's passed quickly, hasn't it? Not the most exciting half of rugby, but Hong Kong with 1 try to Lee Jones, and they're ahead at half time, 5 points to 0 over the People's Republic of China.
Those kids are playing well.
Oh, I'm going nuts, mate. I can hear about 4 10-year-olds screaming in our ear.
No, they're playing with the microphone, then they hand over there by the 100+ line. You can get over there and give them a kick on there.
Give them a clip. Give them a clip, will you? penguin boys too, wouldn't you know it? The monkeys. I'm going to go down and tell Norman.
You can't hear you.
They break that.
Norman, you there? By the 100+ sign. What's up last night, bro? Didn't you get it? You're not on your Hong Kong number.
Gonna film Speedy and
What time?
Marco 8.
Yeah, me and Nathan Major are going to go up to there tonight. And Hong Kong take the kick-off with China in hand. The current score at half-time 5-0 with Hong Kong in the lead. So let's see what we can do. Referee's probably looking at a bit of a hold up there from a kick-off. But great leg drive there by the Chinese players, and they're actually playing with a lot more confidence than they have in previous tournaments. But indicated there, held up there, just outside the 10-metre mark. Hong Kong ball. Referee's called timeout. Not too sure what the occasion is. But scrum down Hong Kong ball, held up in the tackle.
Well, they put it down now, that's good.
And time back on, so Alex McQueen feeds the scrum and picks it off the base of the scrum. Play on. Bit scrabbly out the back out there with Dog coming in and sliding in on the ball there, but players not releasing. So an interesting call and putting China back on attack again. So yeah, just some small little errors are allowing the Chinese team back into the play again. And with the point score at 5-0, it's not enough to sort of take that lead away. Great option there, and Jamie Hood was sort of left up flat in the back line there with no sweeper, so China kicked through. Great pressure on Hong Kong team, referees playing on. A lot of bodies into the ruck area there. Straight out to Rowan Varty, taking it out as wide as he can, maybe just to regroup again with the Hong Kong players about to reset again. Not releasing China, so Hong Kong penalties. Just released a little bit of pressure because they were under quite a bit of that for the last 2 to 3 phases.
Well, China have come with a team that's pretty similar to their last few legs, but I tell you what, they've done a bit of work on their structure, haven't they? They're looking a lot more organised, and they seem to have a lot more time on the ball.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought so, Mike, in the first 5 minutes of their first game this morning. It looks like they came straight off the plane, off the bus, and straight onto the pitch. But
so Lee Jones will put the ball into this line out, and we have some personnel changes. It's Anthony Haynes who makes his comeback to international sevens rugby.
And substitute Haynes on for Lee Jones, and Tom McQueen on for Salum.
So McQueen's got a bit of a job to do. He's a few tries behind Lamano Lamecki. Lamecki's on 23 for the series, McQueen on 18. So he'd love it, get a couple of bags in these early pool games to put a bit of pressure on Lamecki. Here's Varty, outside break from Varty, nice. And here comes Tommy Mack, and away he goes. I think he's going to have no problem going to the line here. Lutau trying his best to keep the angle down, but first play of the game from Tom McQueen, and away he goes for his 19th try of the series. Almost the century, one more for that. So good turnaround from Hong Kong, getting it out to the man with pace, the man with those ocean blue eyes that the girls rave about in Asia.
Oh, is that right? I haven't heard of that until now. So something I can mention it to him when I catch up with T-Mac. And substitute again on for Hong Kong with Dog from the DEA club comes off for Max Woodward. So Coach Di Reese looking to empty the bench out a bit. Kick unsuccessful by Jamie Hood.
So this is a good effort from China, 10-0 with just a few minutes to go. They'll be happy with this. And of course, after beating Singapore, they'll be in the plate competition unless Singapore can upset Hong Kong, and we have to get our calculators out. But I guess that's the danger too for a team like Hong Kong coming into this tournament with the focus, the end game, knowing they have to beat Japan in the final to win the series. But you've got to take it step by step to a degree, don't you? There's going to be plenty of challenges along the way, that's for sure. Good defence from Vati, putting a lot of pressure on Liu. And all he can do is nudge it out into the corner. So another attacking option here for Hong Kong. It'll be Haynes with his comeback to international rugby. Well, that's a bit of a muck-up. Alex McQueen calling the line-outs at Woodward losing his feet, but managing to get back up and regaining possession. It's been knocked on though, so we'll come back for a scrum. And here come some more new blood. Rafe Morrison and Ben Remenet are on for Hood and Hewson, who's been a little subdued today. Hewson, it's usually just the right weather for him to make a mark literally on the opposition. And Rimini, I think he's certainly got the lead in the Movember Stakes. A very impressive handlebar coming on there from Ben Rimini. To see if that lends an extra intimidation factor against the opposition.
Well, it's not really intimidating the Chinese players at the moment there, Mike. So
here's T-Mac with another chance for a try. Drives into the defender. Been a bit stop-start this second half, hasn't it? The conditions quite greasy now.
yeah, I'm sure Hong Kong will be pleased to get away from this match with a win, I suppose. But I'm sure absolutely they'll be very disappointed with some of the some of the small points, the 1%ers that a lot of people will say is just the distribution, the catch and pass, and it's allowing some of these teams to get back into the game.
You mark my words, Rimini with his new moustache, he's going to make a charge himself. Oh, the ball doesn't get to him. It's a penalty against China though, so they'll have an option for a quick one. Rafe Morrison thinks about it, but Alex McQueen just slowing things down, kicking for touch, working on their set piece. Morrison's really come on, hasn't he? He's been a great asset for the team so far this year, just a youngster. There's Haynes. Again, McQueen can't control the line-out ball, so it comes to the Chinese team lead. Gets it to Liu, who's heavily tackled. And here's Tom McQueen again. Out it goes, tough ball for Max Woodward, and again he can't handle. That was a very difficult pass there. So that's the end of this match. Not a convincing opening to the tournament for Hong Kong. I'm sure Diaries and the coaching staff will be working over this game with some ferocity. China, they came to play. Hats off to them, that's for sure. They made it difficult every inch of the way for the Hong Kong team. Nevertheless, Hong Kong with a victory in the books, 10 points to 0. Do you know what do you make of that?
Yeah, you got to take away the win there, Mike, and I'm sure with these conditions it becomes a leveler. So